And on this video, we are talking about the power of the vision board. I also share the story of the Instant Millionaire. Are you excited? Please join me. Hello, welcome to Take a Step to a Better You. Here I share what I learned, continue to learn, very passionate about everything on my channel. If you are returning, let me start with returning. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for supporting this message. It's a very important message. It's an empowering message. I hope you agree with me that it is. So please share the videos, like them, subscribe. Hopefully you already subscribe. Always make sure that notification is turned on. So when things are happening here, which happen daily, you respond. For those of you who are new, my name is Sherifa Nakalema. I'm a business owner here in Virginia, USA. And let me share my schedule. I'm here daily. On Monday, I talk about YouTube tips, if you're a YouTuber or you're not a YouTuber. On Tuesday and Wednesday, I talk about money topics, business topics, tips. I get them sometimes from books. Right now, we are doing one by Robert Kiyosaki, The Cash Flow Quadrant. We did finish Rich Dad. So those kind of things, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, I like to just share. Here in Virginia, USA, I drive around, I show you. Or sometimes I interview someone. On Friday, that's our day. Community day. We are live. I choose a topic. We discuss. We love it. Come join us Friday. Saturday is another live, but this one is different. For those people who care about business and money, making money online, especially affiliate marketing, you come on Saturday live again. Sunday, motivational day. This is a Sunday video. And that one is for everyone still. Now, the times are 9:30 a.m. USA Eastern Time. Please Google that. USA Eastern Time. You know, America has so many zones. So, USA Eastern, 9:30 a.m. That's Monday to Saturday. But then on Sunday, I'll bring them later. This motivational comes a little bit later at 1:30 p.m. USA Eastern Time. It's p.m. It's later. Okay. Now, today, what's going on? Today, first of all, reviewing, showing, especially most of you now in my community are new. But there is another video I recorded where I was sharing the impact of a vision board I did in my life. So hopefully you're going to watch clearly. I'm about to show that. See what happened, how could you use a vision board too, if you're that kind of person who likes those kind of things. So I'm sharing that video. But then after that, I'm going to come back and update what happened with that something that had not happened. What happened with that after you watch that video. And then I'm going to talk about the story of the Instant Millionaire. I don't know if you're familiar with the Instant Millionaire, but I got out a few points to share with you. So right now, let's first watch my vision board. It was like, I don't know, like over 2 years ago, something like that when I did that. At least over a year ago. Watch that. It's an old video. After that, I'm coming back and I'll tell you about the Instant Millionaire. So those of you who want to be millionaires, okay, you'll be excited to hear that. Okay, let's watch the vision board one first. Hang around. Thank you. A vision board like this one here, this is mine. I did some time ago. It's an expression of what you want to happen in your life. It has not happened yet. What you want to happen, what your dream is, what your goals are, you put them in images. Like here, for me, I went to Google and printed out the images. I'm going to explain why each of these images is here. If you're patient enough, I'm going to explain each one of them. But like I always say, as long as you understand, you can drop off anytime. For me, I don't beg people to watch my whole videos. You stay if you're benefiting, but I intend to explain all of them. If you're not staying, I inspire you to go write down. You start by writing down what you want to happen in your life. By the way, you take a moment. You think about your life. You could go all the way from when you're young, what your dream used to be. Because we tend to forget. Like you start going up and then you forget what you used to dream of when you're in school. So go back and then think about what has happened. What's going on right now? Then, what do you want to happen in future? You may be surprised. If you go through that process, you may find that it's still possible. Those dreams you gave up on, especially when you start getting to family and children and marriage and all that stuff, you start going day by day. You even forget what your dreams used to be. So let's get them alive again. It doesn't matter your age. I'll explain. You'll see why age doesn't really matter. I always say mine. I'm 53 now. It doesn't. As long as you're still breathing, your dream is still alive. Or if it wasn't alive, from today, please, I want you to go back, take a moment, get a paper, a notebook, something. First think. Late night is very good. When everyone is sleeping, you are quiet. Or even when you're in bed, you're thinking about it, think back. What do you want to happen? These things could happen. They could still happen. It doesn't matter how old you are. Even if you are 80, they can still happen. So write them down. I like to put them in categories. You could say in the area of your health, in the area of your money, in the area of your family, in the area, write a list. You could say where you are and where you want to be. But I'm more concerned about where you want to be. After you write all of them down, what I did for me, after I created this a few years ago, if you have watched my video, I tell my story. It's an up and down story. I put a link below. The video, You Need More Money, that's when I told a summary of my life. And in that time, you'll see that when I was 44, I'm 53 now, but when I was 44, everything came crumbling down. So I was back almost on zero. So I had to start over. And that's, I think a year later, that's when I started putting images here. And I'm going to explain how they all come, how they're all important to me. But I wanted to talk about you first, because you may leave before I explain all this. Write them down in the area of your health, what's important, in the area of your money, in the area of your children, your family, whatever is important. And then, for me, what I did, I went online, Google, and you search images. And then you search a topic and you put images. So the images will come. And you go take a look at all the images that pop up. They're free images, by the way. These are not paid images. They're free. You choose which one you like. I will print it out. I first gather all of them. In the area of money, I print. Then I went to Staples. This one I got from Staples. And I put them on here. I use tape and pins. But some people just even print out just one image and put it on a mirror. Put it in an area where you always see. In fact, if you want to go deep with this, take a moment, like every morning or every evening, look at that image and think of this thing like it has already happened. Because these things, it's to do with the subconscious mind. I want to get into that topic. I'm not an expert, by the way. I'm learning, but as I learn, I share. If you get to those feelings, like the thing has already happened, whatever you want to happen, it happens faster. So if you can get to that image and take a moment and think and feel happy, because these things don't work with unhappy people. You have to be excited about it. You have to be happy that it has already happened, although it hasn't, like it has happened. So you take a look at it. Some people post them on mirrors, like they know when they're brushing their teeth, they are like looking, doing their makeup, they are like looking. Some people said put it close to where you are, but I think the bathroom is good. But like for me, mine is in the bedroom. And actually, for me, I don't really focus on it like every day, but still things happen. If you focus on it like daily, I think they will happen even faster. So you take a look at the images, you feel like it has happened, you go on with your day. By the way, you take action too in that area that you want to change. You don't just sleep, you take action. But things happen. Things happen. So now, like I said, if you can't print, because our situations are different, you don't have a printer, you can't go on Google. Some people just cut out images, like in newspapers. In the newspaper, you cut out an image, or magazines, old magazines, you cut out images that represent what you want. That may take longer to find the right images. And then you could just draw them. How about you get a pen, a pencil, and just draw. You draw the image of what you want to happen. And then what we want is for you to be reminded that this is what you want to create. Okay? So that's the visual board. This is my sample. Like I said, I created this a few years ago, and many of the things here are happening or they have happened. In fact, soon, if I get enough people to put in the comments to encourage me like to build a new one, I'll create a new one and I'll show you the new one that I want for the future. And that will include my goals for this channel. But now I don't talk about YouTube here. And so just put a comment. You say you are interested in this topic of creating our reality, and you'll be sharing. I'll show you how you share with me so you can get to me, and you can include it in my videos, if you want me to include your story. But take action, okay? Now, this is my vision board, an old one. It's been here a while. I'm soon starting a new one. In fact, I have two. There are some things that are not here. I'm sharing just one. First of all, because that time when I was thinking about doing these things, everything was out of order. I tell my story how it used to be in order, and then it went out of order. So after it went out of order, this is what I was thinking. This image here is of a home. I wanted to have a home that had faith. I don't think you can see all this, but I'll be saying the words. You may not be able to see the text. I'll be reading the words. It had faith up here, this home. It has compassion. It has prayer. It has forgiveness. It has God's word. It has gratitude. It has repentance. It has hope. That's the kind of home I wanted. And guess what? I have it now. This home, the home I live in, it's a small home, by the way, but it has all these things. At that time, there was doubt. But thank God, this one is realized. It's still going. It's going. Now, I have Tina Turner here. If you know the singer, Tina Turner. I used to watch Tina Turner a lot. And I remember watching her story. You know, her story was put in a movie. I remember I even have a copy of Tina Turner's story, the video. I watched it. At that time, my life was fine. But I remember feeling very, very sad because the man hit her. It was bad. If you went and watched this story, you'd wonder how she got out of it, alive even. So, the reason I cut out Tina Turner here is because I think she started over. When she divorced her husband, she was like 39. And she had nothing. When you hear her story, you'll be very, very surprised. So later, even although she was a good singer, she wanted to sing again, they could not sign her up because they said her story was bad. She didn't have a good image. So, but she still kept on going. So remember, for me, I was 44. But I said, if Tina Turner could start over and she was able to do what she did, I can do something too. So that's why I put Tina Turner right here for inspiration. And then I have here, I don't think you can read this. I said, always put your trust or faith in God because man will always disappoint you. Always put your trust or faith in God because man will always disappoint you. I've had a share of this, man disappoint you. And I think you have it too. So keep going. Even if it's just you, everyone has disappointed you, keep going. I have this one here. So I have my God there. Then here, I have good health. Keep moving, good health. I have this older lady in the gym. This is the gym. She's pushing a machine in the gym. I go to the gym. Then I have this older lady here. I don't think you can see this one. She's older, but she's doing like this. She's an older lady. So I want to be strong, old, but strong. Then I have success. These words are success, success, success. Then from here, you see these, I Googled 3 daughters. I said I wanted to see an image of 3 daughters who have graduated college. And what I was trying to create at that time, My first two daughters, I have three daughters. The first two were starting college at that time. They were in college or university. And the third one had not even gone to high school yet when I printed this image. But my wish and my prayer was that they all graduate college, because I knew when you have your degree, whatever happens, you can always figure out something. So that was my dream. That's why I put this image here. And I'm happy to report today that two have graduated, two finished, and the third one is in her fourth year. In America, the university is 4 years, so she's in her final year, fourth year of university. So that one is about to be realized, God willing. I have two finished, one more. And here I had put another image of three sisters caring about each other. I don't know if you can see it. They are wrapping arms, like they are first that way, but they have arms around each other. So that was an image of three daughters who care about each other. I did this some time ago. Then from there, remember I was starting over. I had this company, and I really wanted to have a company that is owned by a Muslim woman, dressed like a Muslim woman. You see how I dress. So I wasn't sure how that was going to be received, but that's what I wanted. So I went and searched for a Muslim woman who is doing business. That's why I have this image of she's in her hijab, but she's also a professional businesswoman. Here I have, I don't know if you can read this, smart brain. I always worry about being old and not being able to remember what happened. Because I want to be old. If I'm going to be old, if I'm not going to be old, that's fine too. But if I'm going to be old, I want to be old, but with my brain still working well. Even if I'm in my rocking chair, I can talk to my grandkids, I can tell stories, I remember everything. That's why I said smart brain. I want a brain that's still good. That's good to the end. That's why I have it here. Then, when you come this way, I'm getting into God territory here. I have my Quran here. And in fact, I had put that I wanted to read Tajweed. If you're Muslim, you know what I mean. I wanted to learn, I read Quran and I know how to read Arabic, but I put Tajweed. I want to emphasize reading more Quran every day, which I do. And I want the meaning, and I want to read it properly. So the Quran is there. And here I have God is one. Not that I didn't know God is one, but I'm emphasizing God is one. I don't want to be diverted from that at all in my life, the end of my life. God is one. I want to always remember that. And then this image here, that's the Kaaba, that's Makkah. If you're Muslim, you know that's Makkah. Even if you're not a Muslim, you've heard of Makkah, people going to Makkah, Saudi Arabia. And that was important to me. I put it here. That was, if you followed me a little bit, you've heard my stories. I always talk about my beloved sister who died after having a stroke. Around that time, I remember when she died, the way she loved life. She even came to America twice. Like the way she was a happy lady. She died so fast. So sorry, I get emotional about that. After she died, she had already gone to Mecca. She was lucky she had gone. And for me, especially what was going on around the time she died, I could not even afford to go. I said, I wish I could go. So I could go too. Because, going to Mecca is only required for Muslims who can afford it. You're not forced to go. Only if you can afford it. But for me, I wanted to go. So when I placed this image here on my board, I don't think I even had like $100 toward this journey. And that journey cost like, that time they were paying $7,000. And when you add in the other expenses, anyway, a long story short, after I placed that image and I focused on it, I was able to save at least $1,000 every month toward the journey And I did it. I went. So that's the power of focusing on something. I don't even know how it happened. When I remember the energy, the way I did it, it was inspirational. It was great. So this one is done. I went for Hajj. So I'm a Hajj now. So that's good. I put it up there. Let's go this side. You see here, I put the word profit. Because if you run a business, you know that a business, sometimes it's hard to make it profitable. But since I've been in business, okay, there is a year, if you know my story, after what had happened, I went into owning a cleaning business and worked really, really, really hard. But I remember working really hard. I had employees who were working day and almost day and night sometimes. And I have a CPA, bookkeeping, someone who does my records. So I would send the record to get paid and all that. She was handling all that. But then at the end of the year, when it was time to do the end of year returns to file taxes, I remember looking at my records, I could not believe it. I had made a loss. I said, what? All this working, a loss? That's why you see here, I said, from now on, I'm going to focus on making a profit. And the reason why I made a loss, it's not like we're making a loss every day. What happened when you're running a company, especially here in America, you have to pay payroll taxes. When they work over 40 hours, you have to pay overtime. When you add up everything you have to pay, it's very easy to make a loss without even knowing it. Because the expenses are so many. Insurance, all that stuff you have to do. So I got a loss. And I put it right here, and I said, I want money. So I printed out, this is all in the internet. You can print out money bills, $100 bills. I want real good cash flow. I don't want a loss anymore. And I've never had a loss again. It was only that year, and I put it here. So that's why I have those. Now, I'm coming to the end of my vision board. And here, these are words. I don't know if you can read them. It says peaceful mind, peaceful life. I care about having a peaceful mind. I work on that. But a peaceful life. That one is so important to me. A peaceful life. I don't like craziness. I don't like chaos. I like a peaceful life. And then this one says, there is a message in the way someone treats you. Just listen. There is a message in the way someone treats you. Just listen. This is a quote I printed, but I also added my own handwriting. Listen and feel. Because the way someone treats you creates a feeling in you. So always be careful. When you have someone in your life, and whenever you interact with them, you feel bad, you feel nervous, you don't feel happy, that's not a good relationship. Even if you like if it's someone, maybe a man, a woman, and the way you interact with them, feel, see how it goes. Because there are people in abusive relationships and say, oh, he loves me very much, or she loves me very much. But she's abusing you, or he's abusing you. How does that make you feel? So, watch the way you're being treated, and watch the way you feel. Because someone may not even be giving you much, like a husband and wife or the relationship, but you feel peaceful. That's important. Even if they don't have the money, they don't have the stuff, as long as you feel peaceful, I think take care of that relationship is a good relationship. My last one is right here. And it's to do with, I don't know, I wrote this before I actually had this YouTube channel. Because remember I said this is a little bit old. My YouTube channel is just 1 year. I put this quote here. To be inspired is great. To inspire is incredible. So, I like to be inspired, but I like to inspire others. And I hope I inspire you here to do something. To be inspired is great, but to inspire is incredible. So that's my vision board. I want you to please think about your life. What do you want to create? Go do something similar. Like I told you all these, why I did put them here. You may have your vision, it could be different. What you want to create? Find images. If you are lucky enough to have a printer and to be able to print the way I did, I think it's the best. The process of cutting it out and painting it is good. But some people say they prefer digital ones. But me, I think I'm old-fashioned. I don't know, because even for me, the way I see something that I like in the phone, a text message or whatever, and the written word, I see them different. I like to write. So if you value digital, you are in the digital age, you don't have a problem. You can do a digital vision board. You can go read about it. There are people who talk about creating digital vision boards, but that's the way I created mine, and I like to create it that way. And most of the things have happened. I think the only thing that has not happened here is this daughter who hasn't graduated yet, but everything has happened. And believe me, when I started creating this, none of these were real. So that's the power of the vision board. And that's the end of this video. Okay, so did you learn something? Do you agree with that? I've had people in my community who disagree with stuff like that, but I know they're good things, they work. We learn them. Some people who know psychology, I keep around people. Then I see some things, I do them. Sometimes they work, so I come and share. Now, one update I have about that video is about my daughter. Remember I said the 3 daughter image? That 2 had graduated, but 2 had graduated from George Mason here in Virginia, that university, the first 2. The third one, I'm very thankful, I'm very grateful. She graduated this year also from this year too. We are in 2021. That's William and Mary. For her, she graduated from William and Mary. All those are great universities here in Virginia. So colleges, they use a college. Now, what do you think? You want to try one? Create one. I like the physical image, the process of picking up the image you want to use and then pinning it. Although some people like the ones on the screen, the computer screens, I feel like you can use those and see if there's an impact for you. But for me, I like the physical one. Some people, when they have a huge goal, they paste pictures all around them, like real physical printed things. Some people talk about putting it on a mirror. Like, try it and see. Try it. Okay. The Instant Millionaire is the other thing I wanted to add to this, especially for people who have watched that video. It's like a repetition. I did it already. But something new for you and all of you. There is a story. It's a book, actually. It's called The Instant Millionaire. And this story is about this young man who was fed up with the job he was doing. He felt like even the boss didn't care about what he was doing. He had written a resignation letter. He thought hard work would pay off. But hard work, 50 hours a week, was not paying off. So he had written at some point a letter to resign. He would have it in his pocket, ready to give it. But then he didn't get the courage to do it. But then one day he said he had an uncle who had a lot of money. He said, let me go to this uncle. Maybe he'll give me some ideas what to do, or maybe he'll give me some money. I'll ask for some money. So he went. He had a car. He drove. So he went to his uncle. I don't want to mess up this story because I'm about to suggest that you go read this story or listen to it yourself. So I'll stop there. Just know that he went to his uncle. And what happened, his uncle suggested that he go meet. Like he said, he asked him first of all, how old are you? The uncle. 32. He said, at 32 years, you still haven't figured out how to make money? So he said at 32, I already had, I think, $500,000 is what he said. Anyway, he ended up agreeing to send him to someone who would help him. And that's the story. The Instant Millionaire. He called himself the Instant Millionaire, the other guy. So this young man went. But you have to, I don't want to mess up the story, but I'll mess it up just a little bit just to share the points, what the guy, after he agreed to talk to him, what he was saying to him. And these hints that I'm going to put up notes, Maybe if you feel like this is something you want to know also, you go get the book. It's just a book, but it's a very important book. And for those of you who have my phone number, you can text me. You say, please share, because it's an audio. I have an audio of it. Share. You are allowed to share one copy of a book. For if you have never done audio before, I can share. I think even if you have had audio before, I can share a copy just one time. So I'll share with you. Just say, please send me, or the Instant Millionaire, I'll send you. And those who don't have my number, please, I'm gonna put a link below this video. You can go to Amazon and get your own. They give you a free. You can listen for free one time. So I put a link there. If you're watching this on Sunday after just release the video, if you don't see the link there, it means it's coming. I'll put it there. But I'm going to try to have that link before we upload this video. Now, this is some of the points that I listed here to mention. I don't think it will mess up the story. It will not mess it up for you, because you really have to listen to it yourself. This is what goes on. And the guy who reads it makes it more fun. So these are the points I had. This is the millionaire speaking to the young man. And that young man was very impressive. If you are young, you'll be impressed by the guy, because he was trying to teach him a lesson, but he was still challenging all the time. But as he challenged, then we, the ones listening, we get more. So this is what happened, some of it. Number one, the points I listed here, the millionaire said, the subconscious mind governs our lives. I think you've heard me, those of you who are around me a lot, you've heard me say this. The subconscious mind, which starts at a very young age. It develops very young, but it controls you forever. So you have to learn how to remove some things from the subconscious mind, because it's controlling you right now. Point number two, he said self-image. Self-image. Yes, the way you see yourself is so powerful. And he was linking it to when he asked the young man, how much do you want to make a year? That's when he brought in this point. You think about yourself. How much maximum, we're talking about the maximum. How much would you be happy with? I played that question one time on live, and people were telling me amounts. I laughed. I said, really? That's what you think you're worth? So it's actually showing your worth. The amount you put on yourself. How much is enough for you? Like, and then you feel like, oh, that's if I got that, I'd be okay. That's your self-worth, self-image, he said. It shows you how you value yourself. Number three was, he said this statement. Somewhere, I was picking them out from, because I listened to it, I was picking out from different areas, these points. He said the dual secret to true wealth. Dual means D-U-A-L. The dual secret to true wealth. Remember, we are talking about, although he actually goes into family and all the other stuff, but right now we are talking about money, okay? Is love for whatever you do, the two things that are important, love for whatever you do, and love for others. Like the dual secret of true wealth is love for whatever you do and love for others. Although, like, when he goes into details, he talks about the importance of family and good children and all that stuff. They can all be in wealth. And then he said, number four, life can be a rose garden. You know, it's about roses. That story is a lot about roses. He said, love can be, the guy had a rose garden. So when he wanted to feel happy, he would go in the rose garden. Life can be a rose garden or a hell on earth, depending on your frame of mind. I'm going to repeat that. Life can be a rose garden or a hell on earth, depending on your frame of mind. That's why you have to work on your mind. Number five, he said, the world is a reflection of your inner self. The conditions in your life are a reflection of your inner life. It's like how you feel inside. That's why you see people with rages, people who rage out and hit and do things, it's how they are feeling inside. So I think that's what he means. Number six, the importance of your thoughts. Yeah, it's very important. For those of you who've been around me, again, there's another person who talks about the importance of thoughts, Al Nightingale. I call you to ask for audio, you don't. Those in my Facebook group. Whenever I talk about it, only one person comes and asks for it. It's very important. Because he also emphasizes the importance of thoughts. The thoughts affect everything. So this one talked about that too. And then he talked about the power of words. When you say words, 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 the words. Let me give you an example of words. He didn't say this. I'm the one adding this. The words you say to yourself, like I can't, like oh I'm stupid, or I'm lazy, or you could say I'm ugly, or all those kind of words you say to yourself, or someone said to you, and you believe it. That goes into your whole self, the subconscious. So we have to get them out. So then he says that the subconscious mind is blind. It just goes on. It's like whatever you comes out, it takes in everything, but then it believes it. So because it's blind, it says that you can influence it. That's why you hear people talking about affirmations. I talk about them a lot. Affirmations, like affirmation, especially starting with the word I am. I am. Like here I said, I can't, I can. Instead of I can't, I can. And then he says that those words, that as you say I can, you don't have to believe it yet. Even if you don't believe it, you just continue to say it. It's still powerful. The subconscious mind is taking it. Remember, it's blind. If you say I can, it believes it. So instead of saying I can't, write statements like, or you repeat yourself, I can. Instead of I'm stupid, you can say the opposite. I'm smart. If you, instead of saying I'm lazy, no, I'm not lazy. Oh, actually, I'm not lazy. They say it's good to write them in the affirmative. So you can say the opposite of lazy. And then I'm ugly. Instead of saying I'm ugly, you say what? Beautiful. So you find the opposite and say that. But then you have to repeat it. You keep repeating it. As you keep repeating it, some people start saying this in front of the mirror. Actually, start believing it. That you start believing it. And remember, the subconscious mind is going to believe it faster than you. Because it's stupid. Not stupid. They said it's blind. Blind is the word he used. It's blind. So as you say it, it's going to believe it faster than you believe it. And then later you're going to believe it too. Okay. Then he says, this is the last one. I chose to make it the last one. But it's a long story. You can go hear the whole thing. That start by dreaming. Dream. But he said it's important that you put that dream in numbers. Because you see, when in my Facebook group, we talk about the smart goals, because the things happen in numbers, like in specifics. Like it has to be a specific thing. So this subconscious mind is in charge of creating what you want also. And you have to give it numbers. So start by dreaming and then add numbers to your dream. So like, this is a simple example I'm getting for you, that when he's teaching the young man, that you can start, for example, here in the US, I could say, he talked about the importance of assets. Those of you who follow me, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes assets, making sure you have assets. So he says, you can say, by the end of this year, those of you who like to do, at the beginning of the year, you write down what you want to do, or maybe December started first year is beginning. At the end of 2022, I'll have $5,000 in my savings account. Let's assume, because that's an asset. If you put in a saving, it's money you are not touching, or whatever you do, that's an asset. Maybe you're going to build a 1-bedroom house or something. Whatever it is, it could be 1,000 shillings, whatever, small. But then he says that, keep saying that I'll double. Use the word double. This is very important, the double. You can say, I'll double that every single year. That I'll double that every single year. So if you had 5,000, I started with 5,000, then I double it the first year and it becomes 10,000. Then I double it, I keep doubling it. So assuming my goal is to get whatever I want to get, put the year. So that by the year 2025, I'll have so much. So he said that's a formula. That if you can make it in real figures and write it down, you say, I'll start off with this amount the first year. Then I'll double it. I'll keep doubling it until by this year, I'll have so much. Now, if you write those things down, if you write it and read it and do keep focused, of course, you have to work, all right? Those things happen. Those things happen. They happen. Now, the reason I decided to talk about this today in combination with our vision board. Because these things that you are writing, you can place it on your vision board. Like what you're going to do, and how it's going to happen, and keep updating, canceling out what's done, adding on. Because after you do that long period, you reverse engineer it so that you have goals for the month, you have goals for the week, down to the goals for the day, to get to the goal for the year. Okay, that's my message for you today. To make it not too long, I think it's already long. The book, I put those who have my phone number, ask for it. Text me and say, send me a copy of the Instant Millionaire. It will be, I think you have to go sign up and they give you that copy. They allow you to download it. Then, for those of you who want to get the real book, I think I'll link both. A physical book, and you can go to Audible in Amazon.com and Amazon Audible. I put them in the description. You can go. See, if you are young people and I'm talking a lot to young people, because you have to be curious. Remember last week we saw Hanifa's story? If she wasn't curious, if she wasn't always looking, by the way, as you are being curious, you don't lose your goal, the one you're working on. Because some people just jump on the very new thing and forget what they were doing. No, you improve, you get better. You don't lose this, but how do you make it better? How to get something new? If you are curious, you're going to go listen to this book. Because there are principles that work. Take some action though. Okay, leave a comment for me, like it, share it, bring more people to the community, because I want to start inviting businesses to promote, to be around us and give us some freebies. I want to start giving some freebies on my lives. So bring more people in the community. We need to see more people chatting so we can show the business people that we are busy here. Give us some things. You never know. You could win something very, very nice. Because I'll negotiate. I see that something is international. My audience is international. Something we can give to someone who's not right here in USA. Someone who can get it. We'll see. We'll see what comes out of it. Let's first make it a large community. The other thing I wanted to mention, soon, maybe 2 weeks from now, I want us to be celebrating 400 videos on this channel. And at that time, if you have never sent me a video and you want to appear on my channel, you know how I do those short 1 minute, 2 minute videos? If you want to send one in, at that time, I'll have new people, new batch of people. Sometimes it would take like 10 videos. If you haven't recorded a video, yeah, or if you are very, very excited, you want to appear again, still, you have to find me on Facebook. If you just watch this and you don't have a connection with me, you're not in my group. Those of you in my Facebook group, I'll give you first priority if you want to send me a video. The video will just say your name and where you are and what you have learned so far in this channel. What you have benefited from this channel. That's all I need. I'll communicate with you and show you some of the old videos that other people have sent so you get an idea. So I'll start collecting those maybe we'll do it 2 weeks later. We'll be celebrating 400 videos. Thank you for your support. Please share the video. Let's grow this community. And for me, I'll continue to share what I know and continue to learn. Like I always end these messages, I say, take very good care of yourself. Take very good care of your families. Take very good care of your health. Please leave a comment, share, bring in more people. And don't forget, Instant Millionaire, go see what you get out of it. It's fun story, actually. Take a step to better you. Bye-bye.